We have, again, celebrating Yunho's birthday, checking out his Be Alright song, which I have been told is not only a song that he worked on himself, but also that Hongjoong worked on with him as well. We've got some credits for all of it. So that makes me excited to see what this is going to be. Other than that, I don't really know vibe-wise what we're dealing with. So I don't know. It's giving perhaps somber, and that makes me like a little bit worried. I don't know if I'm fully prepared to get into my feelings, but I guess we'll see what happens. Famous last words, perhaps? Okay. Be all right. Ooh. Well, we already have a little thing there in the art that says shadows and pain. I mean, come on. I hope this doesn't get me in my feelings. It's gonna get me in my feelings. Okay, sure, that's fine. Can we talk about his voice? His voice, I know his voice is good. I've heard his voice. I'm not ready to hear like a whole ballad of it though. The like breathiness that he's putting in, it's quiet. You can hear some of the residue of how close he is to the microphone while he's singing. The lyrics, I love how the phrasing is this shorter phrasing and like drawn out. It adds emphasis to each of the lyrics, right? And again, gives some space for this kind of consuming feeling, right? Like when you are feeling like you are stuck in kind of this dark place, when you feel this like loneliness, those moments feel elongated. Those moments feel consuming in their kind of like simplicity, right? Like in those moments, you don't need to unpack complexities of how you're feeling. Like it's very easy to know that you are in pain or sad or lonely. Those are very strong, consuming feelings that kind of strip away complexity. So I like that we're having all of the space around those lyrics and just letting them breathe, letting them stand on their own, right? Piano's beautiful too. Vibrato. Those layered vocals. Oh, chills. Oh, I'm sorry, before we like wind up into what I'm assuming is going to be the chorus, those layered vocals are so beautiful, haunting but gorgeous, and I love how they're pushed back into the production a whole lot. Like, again, there's this quiet, like intimate in this closed space feeling to the song, and even going with the lyrics of it saying restless and locked up. Right? This feeling of being stuck in this contained space and wishing for some escape from that. And I love that the song is having that, right? Like even with having these layered vocals, it's almost like this haunting echoing of what you would expect to be in like a large space. And yet there's this feeling of being closed up. There's almost, I don't know, like there's the shrinking of this space in the way that he's delivering the line. So it's this contradiction between what loneliness and sadness can feel like, right? Where it can feel, again, this huge, all-consuming, terrible, oppressing thing. And also it's like being stuck in this very confined space, right? Like it is both claustrophobic and expansive. And I love that that's being incorporated into the way that the song is designed. God, his voice. That hit me. Okay, couple of things. I love the like B-pad and synth coming in. I think that it adds a little atmosphere to the whole thing, especially as we're trying to look at this situation from a positive standpoint, right? Trying to see things more positively. So bringing in some of those elements, adding to the energy of the song. But also you could hear like a clear shift in his delivery for his voice, like him having this very like light, airy sound. And you can hear the shift in between one line and the next of him getting some more closure. There's more confidence to him leading into the lines of I'll be all right, like getting into those lyrics. Fascinating. Right there, like he has a little bit of vocal fry that just helps him get into that connection. It adds a little bit of emotion, but like it's a clear shift in his vocal tone. Some of it's the reverb too. Like hoping the light. The way that he delivers that line though. His vibrato is lovely too. No, I'm fine. I'm not on the edge of tears. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Nothing to see here. I wasn't expecting him to go into the lower tone. I wasn't expecting him to lower his voice box, like a little bit of a different resonance in his voice, because we had, again, this very like breathy, light sound at the beginning of this song, which has its own vulnerability to it. But then going to the second part after that hope, a little bit of lifting, a little more confidence and strength in his voice. And then instead of shifting back to that very like breathy delivery, he sinks into the lower part of his vocal range, and he like literally like his voice box like drops a bit to get that sound. There's a little bit of a doming sound in the resonance of it, and then there's like a waver in his voice, like you can hear like the breath again, like this residue through the mic of being able to hear how close he is up to it. And that took me out a little bit. I was like, nope, I can't hear the emotion that he's putting into his voice like that. Okay, sure. I'll be alright. 하늘은 저물어 가고 바람은 차가워져 사르는 판 위를 걷듯 조심스레 Right there. 미끄러진 채로 깊숙이 빠지다 또 아무도 없는 허공에 발을 뻗어 Take me far from the shadows Oh my god, his voice. We like lightened up again. The lyric of like walking on thin ice and then saying I slip in the next part. Lyrics. He's changing up the way that he's approaching this like pre-chorus, even though it's the same like lyrics is the same like melody, having that vulnerability, like adding in that airiness and then getting that great closure of going into almost this like belting zone. I don't even know what to say other than I knew he was a good singer. I got that. I picked up on that from what I've heard so far, but like this hits different. Like it's not just the lyrical content, it's not just like the topic of the song, it's also the emotion that is like radiating through the way that he's choosing to play around with the different tones of his voice. Not only is his voice gorgeous, he's giving us like all different angles of it as a very intentional way of walking us through the narrative of this song. Also, though, like, there's no one and then we have the layered vocals. the vocals in the back though. I was like, man, I like that the production is finding more like stability in it, and then we just got these like gorgeous haunting vocals like buried in the back of this production. Dang, I was not prepared. I really wasn't. I was like, I feel like this might be a bit of a ballad. I feel like this could give the title of the song, give the vibe of the thumbnail and the art. I wasn't fully ready. I wasn't. Okay. No, I loved his voice already. I did. I didn't need something to solidify that. But here we are. Gorgeous. Oh, I love the lyric shift too. Wow. All the layered vocals in this. Getting more repetition of this phrase too. Sir, don't do that. Don't change your voice like that. God, he can just do a little bit of everything, can he? That's a lot. That's a lot for me to deal with. But I feel like also because he's doing all those, I can focus on that and not become like a puddle of tears because of the lyrical content, because it is getting to me. Like I like the shift in the lyrics of it going from early on saying like, why does no one feel this way? No one can understand. And then shifting into this like more optimism as the chorus progresses. We get like more and more hope in the lyrical content, and then ending with the I will be all right. And the repetition of it being both this almost like this like mantra to yourself. If you keep saying it over and over again, it'll make it more true. And I also really like him shifting down into his lower tone because it does feel more, again, it shrinks the space that the sound fits in, and it feels more like he's saying it to himself than projecting it out as much. It's something that's staying like closer to him because it's more about him saying it to himself than saying it to others. But like it fades at the end of his enunciation too. Are we just gonna play out after that? Some gorgeous piano. I love the way that we just like let it fade out though. Like that it was like again, this phrase like said more to himself than externally, and then being like letting that moment just sit there, right? Of letting that moment breathe, letting the piano take over the emotion of it, and sitting with the feeling. I know that it's a very uncomfortable thing to be in a dark place or a place of loneliness or pain or darkness, whatever it may be, but sometimes that's just where you're at in your journey of processing through something. Sometimes not great things happen, and the only thing that you can do is go through them. The only way to get to the other side of when you will be all right is to go through them, and sometimes you just have to sit with the feelings that you're having in that moment and let yourself process them, let yourself feel them. And I love that the song has this mixture of acknowledging the emotions and the feelings, and then having this transition into like optimism and hope of, yes, I can acknowledge how I feel right now, and also remind myself that there is a after, right? There is a moment after this point in which I will not feel this way anymore, or I will have made my peace with this and be able to get to a point where I'm all right. And I also like the use of the word all right. It isn't I will be great, I will be amazing, I will be perfect or whatever. It's like I will get to a point where it doesn't suck. And I think that is a very reasonable, realistic feeling to have for any of us who have gone through particularly dark moments in our life, where when you're in it, you're like, I don't need to be amazing. I just need to be all right. Gorgeous song. His voice was incredible on it. I love that he used so many different parts of his like range and also the different tones and like whether or not we're getting a lot of closure on his vocal cords or a lot of breath. Just gorgeous overall. Like gorgeous song, gorgeous arrangement and instrumentation. Lyrics were like very like simple and to the point and very like blunt in a lot of ways, which I also think is very reminiscent of being in those moments of like pain and darkness and isolation, is that you're not there to like wax poetical. You're like, I am blunt because I do not have processing power or the emotional like availability to like deconstruct what I'm feeling and to be mindful of what that bluntness might mean when I express it externally. Gorgeous song. I don't even know what to say other than to just sit with it for a little bit. Fantastic job by everyone who worked on that one.